Well, shake me dreads and call me Chief Keef. When we're talking about religious fasting, does this have an impact on food relationship more than we know? And I think the answer is yes. Fasting is a protocol that we see in many religions, whether it's Ramadan, whether it's Lent, whether it's actually removing certain foods like meat out of a diet at certain periods of the year. A lot of people who practice a certain religion are going to be very used to the idea of fasting. Whether you've practiced your religion from a young age or maybe you transitioned into religion later on in your adult life, the fact that it will impact your food relationship is a very normal thing, but it's not all negative, but there is some things to be aware of. People who religious fast may actually become more mindful about their eating. It's more intentional. They know that they are feeding themselves at certain times of the day and they're more aware of the nutrients that they need. Cultural and social bonding aspects, breaking your fast with people, actually sitting down and having a meal with family members, which is a lot better for food relationship and food hygiene too. Spiritual reframing, and this is one that we've seen when we coach a lot of ladies through Ramadan. You start to see food as a gift rather than just a convenience that is sitting there. You are more grateful for the food that you are eating, which actually makes you have a better food relationship overall. And resetting habits. You may actually stop emotional eating. You may actually feel more in tune with your foods. You may actually break the cycles of constant snacking. However, we know everyone is different and there can be some challenging or negative impacts. Restrictive mindset creeping. If you already have unresolved feelings around food and food relationship, undereating and overeating, these sorts of periods can actually make that a little bit harder. It may actually trigger feast-famine cycles. So this overeating pattern where you've gone long spans without food or long spans without things like sugar or meat, and then when it comes to it and you reintroduce it, you feel a bit uncontrollable. Moralizing food and self-worth. Now this is something outside of religion that we see all the time, but if you are more spiritually framed and you are practicing your religion more and trying to dive in deeper, you may start to see this purity, sin, discipline, things around food that really make you feel negative about them rather than positive. And of course, nutrients and energy imbalances. Let's be honest, fasting through long periods of time without food can be quite tiresome. It takes a while to adjust, but when you do reintroduce foods or break your fast, what you find is that they're not nutrient dense enough, causing you to be nutrient deficient and creating this cycle where you're not getting what you need from the foods that you're having. And the one challenging aspect that hasn't even been listed here after coaching women through Ramadan and Lent is decision fatigues around food. When you are so tired, when you have been sleeping less, when you have been practicing or pouring yourself into your spiritual journey, you may just find the thought of foods more overwhelming at the time, and we see this a lot. Now, just to make this clear, this is not a video saying that religious fasting is negative. It's a beautiful thing when done correctly, and it is something that brings someone so much closer to their faith. However, there is some things to note if you do have a challenged food relationship, how to manage these times a little bit better, how to understand not just your spirituality, but your relationships with food too. If you are someone who commonly fasts for religious reasons, but you want to make sure that your nutrient density is in a good place and your food relationship is in a good place, all you need to do is comment the word fast under this post.